Okay, so today I'm going to teach you guys how to replace this seat cushion, and we're going to do a repair on the seat springs. Most people are going to say you just got to replace the whole bottom. I can show you ways to do it where we're not going to replace the whole bottom. We're going to be using these cable ties, 120 pounds per tie, and we're going to use probably 6 to 10 of those, however many we can fit. It'll be more than enough to handle even the largest of boys jumping on this seat. And these are basically your tools. I got a pair of dikes or alternative lifestyle pliers. 90-degree pick will work. I got a 45. Hog ring pliers, hog rings, and a bit driver set. You really only need a T25 or a T15. Actually, is going to be your guy. So I'm going to show you your first thing we're going to remove, and let's get to it. So first things first, you're going to be taking off this tiny little clip that's in here, which you shouldn't pull this thing out, but it is right there. And I'm just going to use my 45-degree angled pliers, get this in here like this. It's going to be difficult trying to film this. It's fucking off. Anyways, so it's held on with this little clip. All you're going to do is you're basically going to get your tool in there, pull this clip up. Don't lose this thing. Put it there. Let's put this up here. Out of sight, out of mind for now. If you yank on this thing too hard, this is the axle that goes all the way through to the seat to the other side. So, and it will come out, and then you don't have the function to move your seat back and forth. Next step. So, take your clip out. Actually, need to do this. Let's move our seat to the forward position. Okay. Now you have 2 Torx bits on each piece of plastic, but this has already been tampered with. So we have 1 Torx bit up here, and that is a T20. And you have one there, and on the other side, driver's side, you have, oh, we have both of them there. So let's get those off, and I'll get back when we get those off. Okay, so we got our hardware off. So this cover is just gonna pull off, a little snappy doodle, chuck that over there. So both of these pieces have a slide system. So the first thing you wanna do is we're gonna slide this forward, and you see we slid it forward, and now sometimes it's a pain in the ass to take off, but once you have that off, so the main thing you have is this little metal clip will hold you in place there, and it's held on with these 2 slides, and you're just going to be sliding it forward, and then you can come off. Installing it's going to be the reverse of that. I always just shove this thing back here, keep it out of the way. Other side's going to be the exact same thing. We're just going to wiggle it forward, and it's going to come off just like that. Nothing to it, that easy. Set that over there. Okay, so now we have that off. This seat's already broken. You have, if you've never done upholstery before, underneath here is going to be a black plastic snappy clip, and you can sometimes pull it off by hand, other times use a flathead screwdriver, which I did not bring with me today, but that's okay. We don't need it. We can do it without it. So just like that, it clips onto this tiny little metal U channel, and it kind of snaps into place. So once we have that off, that's off, and you're going to have it on all 4 sides of this seat. So I will get back to you once I have all those off, give you a better view. You can use a flathead, wiggle it off, snap it off, different types of ways you can do it. You know, many types of ways to skin a cat. I'm sure you're struggling with the rear, but analyze how this works, right? You have a tiny little channel with a hook on it, right? So the rear is going to be the exact same thing. It's just a little bit of in a pain in the ass spot. And I find it easiest to shove a flathead right in that little hook channel. Boop, you're gonna pop it off, and then you're good to go. I have to do it by hand because I didn't bring a flathead. Okay, so we're fully detached. Now you can do the peel. Usually we're gonna have 2 plastic push pins that hold this loop onto here, and the same thing here, but whoever did this last never reinstalled it, which looks like Ford replaced this seat lower, and they still break. And the reason they still break is Ford designed it with this spring system, 3 springs. They always fail right there, every single time, always fail. And it's because it is designed with the most Chinesium fucking dog shit springs you could ever think of on the planet. So you can sit here and tell me, oh, your zip ties are ghetto. Guess what? The zip ties are gonna last longer than these fucking soda can fucking pop can metal, and that's the end of it. Don't want to hear anyone bitch and complain, because guess what? My shit's fixed and it's done and over with, and it's not gonna come back. Got to do it right. Another thing is, you'll see that these fucking metal holes that hold this bracket on almost always get blown out, and you just got to use some O-rings or not O-rings, fuck, washers. The fucking washners, bud. And you're gonna sear that on with washers, and it'll be nice and tidy. Sometimes you'll see that this will be mangled and bent. If that's the case, you can try to mend it. You can do your best, which I've done it before, make it work, you know, or you can recommend the whole thing. But reminder, this piece, just this lower assembly, is gonna cost you, if you have a discount at Ford, $560. So it's gonna end up costing the customer $800 in just this part. You're looking at a $1,400 repair that they have to do on 60, 70 vehicles. Yeah, is that affordable? And no, it's not. So we can do this repair with just the cushion and the fabric for like $400. That's after labor. I mean, it's a killer deal. You're getting a new, you know, your shit's gonna feel new. Your driver's gonna be comfortable. That's our main concern. Just wanna show this really quick. So this is Ford's updated design so that this doesn't happen, is these two straps that are clearly working really well to hold this all together. So you can see it's just looped around this rod here and this rod here, and it has a little bit of a tensioner here, but it's not working too well. And I think what's happening is they just didn't design it good enough to hold that tension, because you can see this is very loose and this is completely let go. So I'm still gonna redo these. They're not gonna hold forever, but that's the point. My zip ties are going to do a better job than Ford's genius design. So good job, Ford. So here's where we're at. We have, they're a little bit too big, but that's why I have these little, whatever they fucking call them, little cocksuckers. Anyways, put those in. So now, you know, we're repaired for those gaping holes because Ford designed this stuff. Super high quality Chinesium. Okay, so come here. This is our fix. Yeah, looks like ghetto shit, but guess what? Better than Ford's OEM fucking quote unquote recall repair. So what I did was I took the broken springs here and I used them to create a spacer for the zip ties. So the zip ties are not rubbing on the metal. So I used the two broken ones. This one was still intact. And I used 3 per fucking, per spring. And these are 120 pounds per zip tie. So we're looking at like 1, 2, 3, or there's 9 of them there. So more than 900 pounds repair. Anyways, so now it's time to go do the upholstery, and I'm going to show you guys how to do the upholstery, because I'm sure some people who are watching this are like, I've never done this shit. And maybe you own maybe you're a DSP and you want to know how to do this yourself, or maybe you're someone who lives the van life and Ford told you it's going to cost you $1,600 or more than that, or $2,000 to do this repair. So guess what? We're saving money today, and let's get this shit done. No, I'm going to be reusing my upholstery. You can get new one, you can reuse it as long as there's no major tears in it. This one's soiled, like just dirty. I can shampoo this seat, get it perfectly clean. So the main thing we're doing in here is we're going to be removing these hog rings, and you just need your pair of alternative lifestyle pliers. Cut those out, and then what we're going to be doing is hog ringing them into these green things, and I'll show you guys how I do that process. Here's our tools: hog ring pliers and the hog rings. And really simple tool to use. It's got 2 notches in it, 2 little groovies, and spread that bitch apart. Take it, and then your hog rings are going to line up perfectly in here. And I need 2 hands because I'm a bitch. So we're just going to do this. So, open them big bitches up. That's good. One size too big. So, they're held in there like that. You squeeze it together, and they do that wonderful action. Just like that. Look at that. Done and over with. Easy. So, what we're going to be doing is attaching these 3 holes, bam, bam, thank you ma'am, onto these green dickheads down here. And you don't need to be 100% accurate with the center, but we're going to try. And it's going to be a pain in the ass to do this with one hand, but I can do it. So, basically we're taking the hog ring, looping it through here with our tool, pushing it down sideways, twisting it at the end, and latching it on. And I'm going to do one of them hands without the camera, just to show you what it looks like. So I always pre-squeeze them in this first step, and you can see there's still a gap. So I could literally do this to all of them, and so you'd have a gap about that big, and I'm gonna be able to push it in there. And let's see, I can't do this shit one-handed, dude. God damn it. Okay, so we're going in, boss. Going all the way down, over the fucking green. And then you fucking... I fucked it up. Got it! Okay, so our first set is in. You can see they're in there. If you know, my fucking light's gonna work for me. They're all hanging on. I can tug it. I know they're all the way around the green. And now we get to move on to the rear, same shit, 3 holes, bop, 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 and then we're on. Our seat all buttoned up with our fucking hog rings. You know, you're just gonna tuck it around, you know, tuck it into bed, go to sleep, little buddy. So this part can kind of be a cunt. Sorry for my language, but I ain't sorry. So you have to get over that ridge, which there's literally a perfect groove, but all this has to go through that little hole, including your little tab here. And all I do, seat forward, makes the gap bigger, one hand on this side, and you're just gonna kind of tug it through while your other hand is helping feed it everything through, and you'll know it's over when you feel all your cushion and everything over. So let's get that done. Okay, so we're tucked in the back. Let me get my flashlight down here. So we're all tucked in the back. I'm sure you can see fucking absolutely nothing. Anyways, so now what we're gonna be doing is my phone is dead, so battery is minimal here. So we have to take this black trim and you have to roll it this way first. So here's default, you roll it once like this, and then we're gonna go down around this lip and roll it back up and then snap it into place. Because that little channel on the inside there has to snap into this channel. And you know you've done it because you're gonna hear a satisfying click. I always start with the front, so go down. I can do this with one hand, I'm not sure. I can't. So the front's kind of a bitch, but I always start with the front because that's gonna help you get squared up to everything. And then we can move to the sides and then we'll do the rear last. And everything's gonna snap in real nice and you have this nice, good tuck here. Our hog rings are holding everything good. If you see this, so you wanna, typically you'll have those little wings on the end here, right? Those are supposed to snap in onto the nylon down below, but I don't have any push pins because this one was installed incorrectly by Ford when they did their repair. And so there's no push pins because they're lazy. FOMO for you. So look at that. We got a nice new seat for you. Everything's tucked in nicely. Everything feels good except for the piss stains on the seat. We can fix that later. I saved the person some money. I saved them about 200 bucks on fabric. So fucking shampoo the thing. Call it a day. Take me a few minutes at most to shampoo it. Now it's time to reassemble all of our trim cocksucking bullshit. And once again, super easy, just pay attention. You have these slides that have to go on first before you can get everything snapped into line. And on the rear, you have a pin that will fucking break and bend on you, which doesn't matter if it does, but it's just for aligning on the back side here, just to align you up on that hole, that middle third hole right there. So easy enough. Okay, our plastic trim's on. Last step is to get our handle on, and let's get this on really quick. Just snaps down like that. So our handle on, super easy. You don't have to install this hook afterwards and sit there and dick around with it. Just push everything on, it's fully assembled. All you do is you literally take it, done. Now you have brand new seat, everything's perfect, and it didn't take you fucking more than 30 minutes. And if you go to the dealership, they're gonna spend hours on it and you're gonna have to schedule an appointment and you're gonna be waiting weeks. So you decide, one job, 2 seconds overnight, or wait a few weeks. Complete product on a different van, and guess what? 1023 started at 10:02, got out of this van at 10:02, and we're complete. No reason to charge more than 1 hour for that. And if you have a technician complaining that this is bullshit, this should take this long, tell them to get better. Learn how to do it faster.